a ride.
She said she'd be here. Funny, she's never been late before.
You wasted your time then, didn't you?
I did not. I did it because
I got a fresh ass.
Come on, Lion-O. You promised us a ride.
She said she'd be here. Funny, she's never been late before.
You wasted your time then, didn't you?
I did not. I did it because
I got a fresh ass.
Everybody, y'all know what time it is. It is time for Earl Grey Tuesday. Once again, it's me, it's the VINCE, and I hope everybody's doing all right tonight. No, it's going to be a while before I hand out the Soul Poll. Like I said, getting things coordinated and shit, and stuff. Work was miserable, just got off 10 minutes ago. I have to say jobs are a drag sometimes. They really are. Yeah, barely enough to keep you alive there. But, hey, it is what it is, and what is going to be is what it's going to be. And what it is right now is, I just don't really know. But now that I'm off work, I can have myself a nice little Lucy. I poured myself a cup of Gentleman Jack straight. And some water given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman for me. Looks like I got a little coffee left. So Jimmy Kimmel is back online, folks. Now, the great one doesn't give a crap about WLOS. WLOS can lick my ball sack. And I don't care, these networks up there announcing that they ain't going to replay. They do that on purpose. We're going to know whenever it plays, and they're trying to make a big deal out of it. ABC has 250 markets. Not 250, 250. All right? All of these networks combined, Nexstar, freaking Sinclair, they cover like 62 markets out of 250. Jimmy Kimmel's gonna play somewhere else. You know what? And this is exactly what I was afraid of in terms of. You see, Kimmel's show was dying. I mean, it was on a slow decline, folks. It was about time for him to hang up the hat. And now this whole controversy, thanks to Donald Trump's FCC chairman up there trying to force everything, now people are just trying to watch Jimmy Kimmel as a protest. And most people never watch Jimmy Kimmel to begin with. I never watched the last time I watched Jimmy Kimmel when he was on The Man Show. Y'all folks remember The Man Show back in the late 90s if you guys were born at the time. Man Show was awesome. Him and Adam Carolla. Man, that was a good show. Now he runs exactly the opposite. But in any event, they say he's going to be up there tonight. I'm not watching it. I don't even get ABC. All right? I don't get DEF or GHI. You know what I mean? But they could suck my DIC with a little K on it there, too. Not playing around. Not playing no games today. No Sega, no Nintendo. I'm just being straight with you, folks. I don't really care about Jimmy. Nope. Nobody watched Jimmy Kimmel's Live. Now he's going to have a bunch of people watching in protest. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, you freak. Ugh. Jeez. Also, what else is going on? Wes Watson. You know, he's been hanging around this Jack Doherty, folks. I don't know if Wes is paying him to hang out or Jack is paying him to hang out. One or the other. Either that or they're 69ing or something. I don't know. Although, Jack is a little bit shorter than Wes, so he'd have to scoot up a little bit. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. He up there fighting with Dumbbell Rob. I mean, come on. You're going to fight with your pal that knocked the guy over with a dumbbell for you? I mean, seriously. Refer to Jack as a 12-year-old boy. Wes referred to Jack as a 12-year-old boy. He is indeed king of the broccoli heads. Didn't Big Lenny, no. Was Big Lenny around at the, never mind. Oh, that's so good. I needed that. But folks, get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Be sure to smash the like button. They're always, well, both of them look too young there, LG. I mean, they're all coked and drugged out and everything. He didn't look any younger than the other guy. I mean, and pushing someone is assault, basically. Quick Pump, you can't train wild animals. I mean, that's why they're called goons for. Goons act on their own sometimes, you know? It's like trying to ride a rhinoceros. Sometimes the rhinoceros, you can ride on the rhinoceros. Sometimes a rhinoceros is going to rhinoceros, you know? Bison's gonna bison and the tiger's gonna tiger, alright? Sort of like that guy that was on Tiger King. Man, he got tore to pieces. That's what you get for doing a show with tigers, alright? Don't play with tigers. In fact, I mean, they either go in a cage or in the jungle, you know? I'm gonna do a show with tigers. Why? He was probably only getting like $20 an hour to play with tigers. I wouldn't be messing with that shit. I mean, a tiger's gonna tiger, folks. Of course, eventually something like that's gonna happen. But folks, we got to talk about one person, Kenny KO. Normally I don't talk about this bozo or anything like that, but I want you guys to see what he put up. I want y'all to look at this here. This is quite concerning.
Is crazy in a world full of lies. I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies.
Now, folks, I want you to read this here. The world is starting to notice why 100 years ago the Germans went crazy for no reason at all. Kenny, can you elaborate on that? I'm sorry, but can you elaborate on that? Are you you need to be very careful. You're playing in some very dangerous territory. See, he goes and posts this, and then check this out. Here's what he puts next up.
He gets shot. I don't automatically believe that's an Israel conspiracy because obviously, and now people say you're afraid. And somebody tweeted this. I had to repost it. They said, in what universe we're supposed to believe that they had to kill Charlie Kirk to shut up, but Nick Fuentes pivoted for the money? Really? And the reason that I am digging in on this, I cannot fucking wait for it to be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was some left-wing douchebag, because the low IQ anti-Semitism is dragging us to hell.
Oh, no.
It really is.
Chat,
we have reached
Nick
a critical
get
mass.
Compromised?
And let's be honest, since October 7th, it has been a grift for many.
I don't know who's next. I mean, it could be Ben Crowder, it could be Fuentes. There's a lot of these pundits out here.
To glom on and post the most base, and I'm not saying based, I'm saying base, as in low, simple, primitive. It has been a fucking grift.
I wonder if he took the deal that Charlie turned down. That's what's looking like to me,
that
Chad.
if they just shovel out the most low IQ, anti-Jew content, that's the easiest way to blow up on Twitter right now, just obviously. And as a consequence, now there isn't even a semblance of a movement. It's just an assortment of like Muslims that are anti-white, many of them, and many of them aren't American. A number of weirdo leftists, other assorted people, because it is so popular and just easy, frankly, to shit on Israel and get a following. Now we have a ton of these people.
Bro got the call, chat.
See, he is right though. All you got to do is put out some anti-Israel or anti-Muslim stuff. You'll build yourself up a following. Folks, remember what I said a long time ago, that I can have, if I wanted to, I could have 50 to 100,000 subscribers. And that's only if I played the game, folks. Know what I mean? See, if I played the game, I would have 100,000 subscribers. It's like my cousin Vegan Games. He doesn't have 300,000 subscribers because they actually like his vegan habits. They do it because he goes nuts. And all those past videos, that's how he does it. And all of these little pundits and stuff like that, yeah, they build up this following, get the donations and stuff, and they basically make a living off of it. Charlie Kirk was one of the best people. Just not exactly good at security, that's for sure. What a wreck.
I just tell the
That's the problem with people these days. They're getting too much. And I don't know why this showed up in my feed.
508, 509, 510, 511, 512, 513, 514, 515, 516, 517, 518,
Yeah.
519.
Yeah, you do as many Hindu squats if you want. Vegan Games doesn't live too far from me. I was watching his stream. Oh yeah, he is Canadian. But yeah, folks, if I played the game, I would have a lot of subscribers. But once you start playing that game, it's a slippery slope. They're going to expect even more out of you. Even more. I'm not going to do that. I don't even think I'm capable of doing something like that. Exactly, it catches up. I mean... And, you know, my cousin, Vegan Gains, he's getting all roided out and stuff, man. Have you guys noticed that every single day he gets larger and larger? It's kind of freaky at this point. He's getting crazy big, folks. Really. Not really. He just has a typical enhanced look. So it's really no longer Vegan Gains. It's steroid gains. At this point in time, is there anything really left as far as Vegan Gains is concerned? I mean, he's already had a taste of the biscuit. He's already had a taste of the ambrosia of the gods. He's not going to stop steroids. He likes the way he looks. You could look in his eyes. And he wants to do more, you know. Steroids can also be a drug, folks. It really can be. Oh yeah, definitely. But we'll never know. I mean, you want to hear Taste the Biscuit? All right, we'll play Taste the Biscuit.
Would you like the rest of my sandwich?
I'm not homeless! Hey, come on, grab your stuff. I got us a place to play.
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's a place called Dante's or something. And they've only allowed us to do one song, so we gotta make it a good one.
I don't know what just makes this song so interesting. It's, I think it's just cheesy. It's just a really cheesy song.
It's the Toasters and Moose 10-year anniversary of the 25th.
There's a 25th anniversary. Oh, geez. No, I can't play Cayenne. I'm afraid I can't do that. Nope, nope, nope. But let's play some decent music. But, folks, get your questions in. We're going to start videos in 4 minutes. I'll be honest with you, folks. I'm in a real bad mood. Work sucked. People complaining about my work. I'm like, I fixed the problem. It's like you shouldn't get so many complaints. I work in health insurance, you dumb bitch. I work in health insurance. Nobody likes health insurance. Nobody likes insurance companies right now. Nobody. Have we not learned last year when someone went and put a bullet in the back of some executive's butt? I mean, they're shooting people now. They tried to kill Trump. They successfully killed Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you right now, folks, 2025 is mayhem and mints. M&M. Mints and mayhem. That's all we've had. And the year ain't even up yet. 9 months of literal chaos, $20,000 in debt. Websites ain't selling hardly anything. I mean, how much worse can it possibly get? The only good thing is that I have a lot of extra time to myself. That's the only thing about losing money every month in business is that I have more time to myself. I went Sunday and watched Downton Abbey. Oh, hell no, I don't miss Verizon.
Apparently Fuentes has a decent amount of female fans trying to date him. I've been seeing a lot of e-girls on TikTok saying they love him lol.
Mr. Krabs with a $5 donation. Let's see what you got here. It is offside. Folks, anyone that goes and posts porn and sends a link to me with porn, you are automatically banned for life. The reason why my cousin got a community strike was simply because someone sent them porn. I don't know what this is doing. It doesn't look like I can play this. I don't know what the hell's happening. Yeah, it looks like it was cut off. I don't know what it is, but again, thanks for the donation. What looks like it was probably taken down, chances are, whatever that post is. Either that or I simply can't access it. Mr. Krabs is not Pugman. Yeah, folks, it's pretty bad, but guess what? It could be a lot worse. I could have a hole in my neck. But what a mess. I will tell you right now, folks. What a fucked up year this has been. Literally. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this has been one fucked up year.
Here it is again. Maybe this will work.
Alright, Mr. Krabs with a $3 donation. Let's see what we got. No, it looks like I'm being blocked. Looks like I'm actually blocked from actually viewing whatever it is. Hang tight with me just a minute. Yeah, it's not allowing me to do anything. Yeah, it's just saying the page does not exist there, so I may not be able to access it here. Apparently, the Grindr app servers were overloaded in the area near... Well, yes, there's a lot of closet homos, Kaizen, in the conservative market, so, yeah. I mean, is that a surprise or something? You know, you have... I mean, think about it for a minute, folks. The Great One wants you to think about it. You have all these people travel away from home, from their wife and their little children's, in order to go to Charlie Kirk's funeral. So, if you were going to cheat on your wife, your bird, what better time to do it than being 1,000 miles away at a Charlie Kirk funeral? Think about it. Of course there is. I mean, heck. You know some people were hiding the sausage, you know? And we're not talking about the all-star breakfast at Waffle House. Somebody's was getting their waffles pounded. Period. Non-negotiable. I'm sorry, Mr. Krabs. It says the page doesn't exist, so it looks like I can't access it for some odd reason. And I should be able to because I use Surfshark with my services. So I use a VPN. Hey, hey. Let's see what we got here.
The Rams get down so nobody score. And don't you worry cause the Rams are rapping. When game time comes, give it back to Jackson. We can't sing and our dance is not pretty, but we'll do our best for the team in the city. So get on your feet and clap your hands. Let's ram it right now with the LA Rams.
Hollywood handsome, Dodge City tough. If you throw it my way, it's gonna get rough. I like to ram it, as you can see. Nobody likes ramming any more than me.
They call me Jeter, nobody dresses sweeter. But under this cool as a quarterback mistreater. I come from the end, looking for the sack. I don't stop coming till I put them on their back. Limousine with it, my moves are like dreams. They call me the demon on special teams. I know how to rock from the toes to the head. When I pull the trigger, I'll knock you dead.
I'm a mountain man from West VA. They call me Herc and I came to play. I learned long ago if you ram it just right, you can ram it all day and ram it all night. Ram it.
I catch what they throw me and I like to block. I'm quick off the line as I can be, cause I don't want dick running over me.
It's a baby face and I don't yield. I'm a tackling fool on the football field. From the Jersey Shore to Balboa Bay. If you run at me, you'll have a bad day.
This is RB, no Speedball Brown. The fastest man in the whole damn town. Cars and ladies are a part of my creed, but more than that, I feel the need for speed.
This is Catcher, out to make a run. With shades on, I can catch a BB in the dark. So now you're ready and I'm sure you'll agree. The ramming is fun when you're ramming with me.
but I've got a brain, and stopping me is like stopping a train.
I'm Carly, the general of the Duke. I make the calls, I'm the coaching LB. This motorcycle has got style and class. If you come my way, I'll knock you on your ass. Today's the name intimidating. Passing my way, I'll see you later. Quick on my feet, the ladies agree. Before they know it, they're ramming with me. The Iceman Kermit, the Roy is the name. I cover the corner, interceptions in my game. Score more than anybody else on the beat, cause I move like a cat, as you will see.
The guys call me Dick instead of Dick the Son. I lead the range on the Rams top gun. They say I'm as smooth as a runner can be. Even sweetness and the others are talking about me. I like to dance and have a lot of fun. When it comes to ladies, want a brainy one. But enough about me, we're here to ram it, you see. If you ram it just right, you can ram it all night. Ram it.
I know EJ used to play. Remember, folks, they were doing all these little cheesy songs back in, well, I can't say cheesy because back in the 80s, that song was cool, sort of like the Super Bowl Shuffle. I mean,
I've been noticing Svaria has been blowing up a lot on TikTok. Like every other video in my feed is a Svaria clip or edit. Here's one of them.
Matthew with a $3 donation. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. Wish all this crap didn't show up.
She needs to get fucked. There is no age. It's blood. It's food. I need it. I see liver. I need to eat it. A girl in our tribe has her period. She needs to get fucked. There is no age of consent. There are no rules as to when you're allowed to do something. It's just literally nature telling them what to do, and they do it. Always. And none of them react to any of the man-made rules, laws, anything that you tell them. They exactly do what they want to do, which is them listening to their instinct. They know what is good for them, so to speak, which is pleasure. How do you know as a human being what is good for you? You simply...
Savage is gonna kill somebody one day. I mean, he is. I mean, when he's he's sort of like Tefano. These are people that are just waiting to pop like a freaking balloon. And guess what? I do not want to be around when they pop like a balloon. I don't. So, my most popular video on TikTok, by the way,
recap everything we had.
Has 100 and this is my Frank Tefano. I've not actually looked at my most popular video on TikTok, but it's actually this one. It has 155,000 views. So, yeah. So I guess I'm doing okay on TikTok. I haven't uploaded any videos in quite some time, and I need to start doing so. I may play the Super Bowl Shuffle later. Right now, it's video time.
Attention on the water. Attention in the water. This is the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Be advised, State Parks is asking us to make an announcement to let you know you are paddleboarding next to approximately 15 great white sharks. They're advising that you exit the water in a calm manner. The sharks are as close as the surf line. Attention in the water. Attention in the water. This is the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Be advised, State Parks is asking us to make an announcement to let you know you are paddleboarding next to approximately 15 great white sharks. They're advising that you exit the water in a calm manner.
And folks, this is why I avoid the ocean, because of things like this in there. I mean, literally speaking, No. I would be freaked out. I mean, you're surrounded by things that can literally kill you. $16.11. Okay. Got ourselves a little Tefanoisms here. Let's go ahead and get it playing.
Hot dog buns, plain bagels, cinnamon raisin bagels, everything bagels, anything you guys could want.
Yeah, it's honestly like a combination of everything. Like, I just don't understand, like, when I do business, I'm kind of the person that has to, like, compensate and either pay more or lose more money. Like all between all the nonsense that's happened to me, on top of that, I've probably lost God knows how much money doing business with these Amish people. Like, he just wasted $10,000 worth of sorbet, and he's not going to care. He doesn't have it. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. It's like they're missing. They have like no. They just don't care. It's weird. It's like anytime these Amish people, I just don't understand it. Like, anytime these Amish people make a mistake, they never offer to pay for it.
Tefano, your problem is that you think that these Amish people are gullible, you know? Amish people are businessmen like this. Now, they may not buy TVs and stuff like that, or stereo system, and they ride around in carriages, but they're not stupid. They're not going. You're not going to take advantage of no Amish person.
Oh, $10,000 worth of lemon sorbet. Oh, too bad. We don't care. Like, I honestly, it's at this point, like, I don't know what to do. I'm better off, like, just buying bulk milk myself and making all the dairy products here, because
well, make it then. Stop talking, then make it. You want to complain so much? Make it.
The amount of money that I've lost with these people is crazy. They don't really respect me. They don't care about the business relationship. Like, oh, waste, and they don't follow the rest, and they don't follow the recipes either. Like, they're in their own world. Oh, they really are in their own world over there. Yeah, so we just wasted $10,000 worth of lemon sorbet, and then there were two business things that went wrong. Like, I had one of the Amish families was making the baked goods. They probably wasted between $5,000 and $10,000 worth of my money, and then the guy that was supposed to do the goat dairy wasted $10,000 worth of my money. So it's really a combination of all of these people not really caring and being selfish and not being good and genuine people, and then I have to suffer at the consequence of that. Lesson learned. I just have such a difficult time.
I've never even been in the ocean there, Raw. I avoid water. I hate water. Other than taking a bath, I don't get into lakes. Well, I try to avoid getting into lakes, pools, or anything like that. I just don't like it.
Looking at...
It's not that I don't know how to swim. I can do without it. Fuck it.
How many products I have, how many business I have,
I will not get on a cruise ship neither, especially not a cruise ship. I don't want to be anywhere near a large body of water, folks. Period. Non-negotiable.
This stuff I sell, how much harder I've had to work than basically any other business owner, and how little
That's the only ocean I'll swim in, Ryan. The only ocean that I will swim in is Lake Genova. Anything else, fuck it.
I've been rewarded in comparison. Like God knows how many.
No, I've not been to the Gulf of Mexico or America or whatever they're calling it.
Hundreds of different products I have at this point. God knows how much more variety I offer than any other business, and how much more affordable the products are. And because I have all these people stealing my ideas, stealing money from me, not giving.
They're not stealing your ideas. You're actually copying old ideas. Just because you put a little tweak in it don't mean anything. It's not a copied idea. You can't copyright so much as a recipe unless it's a specific formula. You're not coming up with anything innovative. Period. Nothing.
Me credit. It's completely. I don't know what to do at this point. Hey, look. I guess if I am right, I'm going to live longer than most of these people. So at their funeral, I get to make sure they're remembered for the truth, as opposed to what they want the truth to be. That's the long game, huh? Everyone thinks he's a famous and just for the Dr. Taban thing. Imagine, however many years from now. Oh, he was such a good doctor, and I show up with my flyers. Remember me, buddy? Fucking gosh. Yeah, I don't really know what to do at this point. On top of all of that nonsense,
you know, it makes me wonder. He's been in that place for over a year. Why has he not fixed it up? Why does it still look like a dump? His place still looks like a freaking dump. I mean, he has all that space in the front there where the grocery store used to be, and it still looks the same as a year ago. The place looks like it's abandoned almost.
Sense, like getting a contractor or like a plumber or electrician to actually do a decent job without gouging your eyes out, that's a whole nother different story. And the only reason that any of these other businesses are successful is because they control the media platforms. So I'm shadow banned and censored, and no one really knows about me. So what they get to do is they get like the entire United States to try out their business, and they get a ton of orders over a couple of years, and then they don't get repeat customers because it's not a great business and they're not actually offering a good product at a good price. So after they make a boatload of money scamming people off being the best new thing, they just shut down, restart their business under another name, and do the exact same thing over and over again. While stealing ideas from legitimate small businesses like mine. You know, that guy that's, I mean, just off the top of my head, guy that stole the mastic gum idea probably made millions of dollars selling the mastic gum as chewing gum. Guy that stole the best bar idea, Jacob Bar, probably made over $1 million at this point. You know, the guy that started doing the ice cream for bears, stealing my honey ice cream. There's probably at least, you know, the potato.
Honey ice cream? Someone's like, nobody has ever came up with honey ice cream before. The fuck out of here.
Chip people. There's at least a dozen businesses that have been started by these Freemason Illuminati degenerates that have stolen my idea and made millions of dollars while censoring and shadow banning me, and no one knowing where the original idea came from. And they will say horrible things about me for you not to find out the truth. Because if you did find out the truth, you wouldn't be buying from these people. And they're offering inferior products at higher prices. The guy selling the chewing gum, it's twice the price, 3 times the price that what I'm selling it for. The guy selling those bars, again, almost twice the price, and he's adding ingredients that aren't good in it. Same with the potato chips. They're not using organic potatoes, and they're twice the price. The ice cream for bears, the guy's using like ingredients that aren't USDA organic, not raw either. It's just a laundry list of scammers and like snake oil and bullshit. I'm tired of dealing with it. What's the point?
Yeah. I know, it's sort of like Al Gore inventing the internet. I mean, it's... I'm like, okay, you know. But, I mean, we've heard this before. I mean, it's sort of like rewinding a cassette tape and playing it over and over again.
Tom Vu, the man, the life, the mission.
Before we do that, I need to take care of something. I'll be right back. Not the restroom, something else. Trust me. Oh, that's nasty, man.
What if I told you one man is responsible for all the fake gurus and flexers we see on the internet? That one man's actions would create a snowball effect that lasts over 40 years. Well, it's true, and that's the subject of today's video. If you guys are new here, I'd love to have you be a part of the community we're building. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video. We're almost at 10,000 subs. Got a really big surprise coming at 10K. I'd love to have you be a part of that.
How many times I gotta tell you folks here? The vast majority of people who got wealthy is either because they inherited it or they fucked somebody over.
The video I was able to find is pretty old and outdated. A lot of it isn't very good quality because, guys, we're going back decades here. I'm talking 1990s, 1980s. We're talking 40 years here, even predating the internet itself. So bear with me on some of the footage if it doesn't look very good. But now, let's get right into it. Tom Vu was born in 1957 in Saigon, Vietnam. That's in the south part of Vietnam. Today, it's known mainly as Ho Chi Minh City. Tom Vu acknowledges growing up, he had a pretty...
Who is this fartalicious here? Who's fartitious? Hey, Ryan, do me a favor and cancel that bitch fart. That's Dubs. No, that's Dubs. Ryan, cancel that bitch. I ain't got time for him.
Pretty wealthy childhood. He was the oldest of 10 siblings, so his parents definitely liked making babies. But his dad was a landowner and he owned multiple businesses, so Tom growing up had a pretty good life until the Vietnam War started. If you don't know, Saigon was a main point of the Vietnam War, so Tom Vu's family decided to leave Vietnam and immigrate to the United States to avoid the war. When Tom Vu arrived in America, he didn't know anything. He didn't know the culture, he didn't know how to speak English, and a little over time, he ended up working his way into American society.
See, that's a sign of a smart cookie there. You know, you come to this country with absolutely nothing, and he, regardless as to how he did it, he still got paid, you know.
Eventually graduating from the University of Central Florida in 1980 with a degree in business. But this true immigrant rags to riches story really became a central backdrop for his narrative that he would use to sell his programs later in life. In the 1980s, Tom Vu reinvented himself as a real estate get-rich-quick guru and infomercial personality.
This is another house I just bought. It's worth $500,000. Using my own technique, I pay only $285,000. I make $215,000 on this house. What can you do with $215,000? You can take 10 trips around the world, send 4 or 5 of your kids to go to college, or you can even buy a Rolls Royce. Come to my seminar. I show you how to make all kinds of money.
Back then, there wasn't this stigma around getting rich quick as being a scam or a fraud. Obviously, you
Oh, bull crap. What are you talking about? There's always been a stigma, folks. There's always been a stigma. I grew up watching those Tom Wu commercials, and even I knew that they were BS. Part of the thing about Tom Wu is he made money because he already had plenty of cash. So he was able to use cash as an advantage in order to buy houses low. Whereas other people, they don't have that cash on hand. That's how it works.
Raises some red flags. But guys, you have to remember, this is over 40 years ago. The internet is just not a thing. At least it's not widely available in each person's house, and they don't have cell phones. So it's an entirely different situation for...
No, it ain't an entirely different situation. We had magazines and books. You can go to the grocery store and pick up a book. I mean, it's not like we were in the... They're up there acting like we were up there...
Here's a clip of Fuentes' appearance on Patrick Bet-David's show. He talks about the first time he was cancelled back in 2017. This will be my last video request of the night.
Okay, definitely appreciate the donation. I'm going to try to get this played. I may have to open up another browser for it or so. But yeah, what I was saying is people think the 80s and 90s we were chiseling on bricks and stuff like that with rocks, you know, and stuff, and writing on cave walls, you know. I mean, we were a lot more informed back then than it is now, so we were a lot smarter because we actually read books.
If you went from 0 to 20, are you going 20 to 80 or are you going 20 to 50 now?
I would say
I definitely appreciate donations.
at that point.
So what's the next move you're making when you start hearing this?
Well, when this stuff started to happen, I actually was almost going to get fired. They almost fired me for that hit piece.
From the from
RSBN.
Okay, got it.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even want to do the show at that time. I was looking for an off-ramp. I didn't want to do the show. I wanted to kind of move on because I didn't get a lot of viewership. You know, but at that point, they were trying to knock me out. So it made me want to stay in the game.
This guy that called you, Nick, who was your boss, the RSBN guy, is he a good guy in your eyes?
He's a good guy.
So you have a relationship with him till today, or you guys don't talk, but you're saying he's a good guy?
I haven't talked to him, but he's a good guy.
But he's a good guy. Okay, so this is not a bad guy. This is a level-headed guy. Okay. So now you're sitting there, they're thinking about getting rid of you. You're not getting a lot of eyeballs.
You know, he's way too young to be wearing a suit and tie. I'm just going to tell you that right now. He is way too young to be wearing that stuff.
With their show, the platform that they have, it's not performing as well as you think it was. What happens next?
So they take the show off the air around May 2017. Then they say, well, our fans, they had like a very small, loyal group of followers.
27 to me is a child there, Kaizen. Like I said before, he's too young to be wearing that. Or he just doesn't look grown up enough to wear that. It just looks kind of weird for him. It doesn't look like it matches. But 27 is a child compared to me there. I mean, seriously. Don't forget how old I am.
Followers on their YouTube channel. They said the fans are demanding we bring your show back. They said, we'll make it work for you. You could do it 3 days a week instead of 5, etc. I said, all right. I said,
well, then it's ill-fitting. I wouldn't wear that suit on the best day. I mean, that's a... that is a nigger suit right there is what I call it. Literally, it's a suit to where you just go into a Walmart and get one for like $20 in order just to get a job, you know, if you even show up on time.
Said I'll come back. So I did a show in May 29th. That was my comeback show. What happens later, the next kind of big shoe to drop, a lot of people would think it's Charlottesville, because I did wind up at Charlottesville in August of 17, later that in the summer.
Yep.
But what a lot of people don't know is that there was a lot of stuff that happened before then, which is that I go to the Leadership Institute for a job training. Leadership Institute, I don't know if you're familiar.
No, I'm not.
So they're a think tank in D.C.
Conservative or not?
Very conservative.
Okay.
From Morton Blackwell's a founder, and they create all these conservative activists that go on campus, and they create campus organizations. So many Leadership Institute people will get training from that group, and then they go and start a college Republican chapter, a Turning Point chapter.
So who would be a comparable of a Leadership Institute to today? Would TPUSA be a competitor of theirs, or no? They're more
they
like
work
a
together.
Hillsdale. Are they?
They're very similar to Turning Point.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you're going there, and alumni includes folks like James O'Keefe, Mike Pence, Mitch McConnell. It's okay. Conservatives that gone.
Jeez, what a cornucopia of jackasses there. I especially hate James O'Keefe. If anyone was going to catch it next, I could imagine someone like James O'Keefe getting it. Definitely Nick Fuentes, maybe, what's the guy's name? Ben Louder with Crowder, whoever does that. You know, I could see them being next on the list.
Or James O'Keefe.
I mean, Lord hope nobody else gets shot in the neck this year. I mean, we don't need that.
So it's not like it's just people that are maybe some would call rhinos. James O'Keefe is somebody he's pushed against the envelope many times. So you're there, you're thinking about going to that place. What happens next?
So I go there for a job training, and I'm thinking about dropping out of college and working for Leadership Institute. I go there for a job training. It's about 2 weeks, and it's in D.C., and you stay there in like a bunk dormitory style living. And for 2 weeks, it's sort of this like boot camp, and they try to see what you're made of. It's a training to see if you're going to be a field representative, where you go across the country for 3 months and set up these campus conservative chapters. And so I go there, and the first day that I'm there, they have everybody go up and down and introduce themselves. And they say, tell us your name, where you're from, and why you're a conservative. First day of a 2-week training. And they call on me, and I say, I'm Nick Fuentes. I said, and I'm a conservative because our country is becoming unrecognizable. I said, you know, France is no longer France. Paris is no longer Paris. America is no longer America. Mass migration is changing what America is. I said, and I want to conserve what America historically has always been. Now, the first day that I say that, it turns out the instructor is a Lebanese immigrant. She hates the statement. She takes my application.
Yeah, that's a really bad answer. It's not only a lazy answer, but it's a very bad answer.
It's a statement. She takes my application and throws it in the garbage. But she doesn't tell me that. So I'm there for the whole 2 weeks, but I'm already disqualified.
Christian, Jewish, Muslim, she's a Christian?
I assume she was Christian.
Lebanese immigrant.
Right.
Okay. You remember that person's name? Or
I don't remember her name.
Okay. But how do you know she did that?
Because I had a friend that worked the training. He was Polish Catholic, very hard right, and he told me that's exactly what happened.
Okay. Do you know why?
Why she canceled because she took offense that I said something against immigration.
Okay, so now we're going to comments you made about immigration, which is more nationalism, pro-America. You know, I want to protect it. I don't want America to be a majority minority by 2030s. Right. I want us to keep our identity that we have. Okay, so she's offended by that. So now you can't go here.
Well, it gets better. So that's day number one. Why are you a conservative? Because immigration's changing the country. She hates it, disqualifies me. Now, I'm still there for 2 weeks trying to get a job that I'm never going to get because she already threw my application away. Well, the final day, this is the best part. Final day of the training, all the applicants had become kind of like a tight-knit group. We're all friends. We're literally living together. So we're sleeping in the same dormitory. We're doing these 10-hour job trainings every day. It's the last day. We already found out who's going to get the job and who isn't. I know I'm not getting the job. And so it's like 3 a.m., our last day. We're all in the common area, just hanging out. Late at night, we're talking about politics. And at that point, they realized I was a pretty far-right guy. I was maybe more far-right than anybody there.
Folks, y'all won't believe this, what happened. So, I just got this text message from a guy named Juan. I think he texted me by mistake, should I come by tomorrow at 12 to fix the door? I told him he had the wrong number. But do you fix patios? He's like, yeah! So I'm going to holler at him after the show. What do you know? Nothing like having a Mexican drop on my freaking phone. You know, and I've been looking for someone to fix the patio up. I got some stuff to nail in, so.
There. And we're all talking about politics. And it comes up, we're talking about interracial relationships and marriage. And I said, well, I'm not in favor of interracial marriages. That's against my values. I want to have a white wife. I want to have white kids. That's important to me. Now, there was a girl who was in the group. Her name was Emily Faulkner. Now she's like a big pro-life activist. She's married.
I mean, that may sound racist to some people. You know, having all white kids and stuff like that, it's not something I consider as racist there. You know, it just isn't. The thing about it is that for most people, black folks, even black people think that way. They want their kids to be black just as them. Asian people want to keep their kids Asian, so it just sounds it sounds racist when it comes from a white person's mouth.
Married. But at that time, she was in this little group. She pulls out her phone and she starts secretly recording me. She doesn't say anything, but she pulls out her phone, hits record, and she says, so wait a second. She goes, you're saying that if I have sex with a black person, that's the same as having sex with a dog? I said, no, I'm not saying that. I said, but I think race mixing's immoral. I said, I think they'd both be immoral. She takes that clip, along with clips of other things I said. She sends it to Cassie Dillon, because she knew and apparently was friends with Cassie, unbeknownst to me. Cassie Dillon sends it to a group called Reagan Battalion, and they post that all over Twitter. And it blows up on Twitter.
See, here's the way I think of things there, folks. One thing that I use in order to determine whether something's racist or not is I switch it around. Okay, Nick Fuentes said that he wants white children, but black folks want all black children. People get upset because I only want to go to an all-white church. Most black churches are all black too. These white people are culturally appropriating my clothing and my dreadlocks and stuff. Vikings originally had dreadlocks. And as far as appropriation is concerned, if you're so worried about that, you can take off your pants, your shirt, put on a loincloth and put a spear in your hands. You know? It's always important, folks, and this is mainly to the colored folks on my channel, that when someone says they want something all white, flip it around and think about it. Has the same thing applied in the colored community, the black, the Asian, Hispanic community or not? And then you get the perspective. Or does it just sound racist because the word white was actually used?
And now I am like officially being canceled because of this secret recording taken at this Leadership Institute job training.
Is the video public to see?
It is.
Is it? How bad is the video? Is it appropriate to just show?
You can pull it up, yeah.
Rob, can you pull it up? I'm actually curious on how bad the video is. It's on YouTube. What should he put?
I don't know. If you pull it up on, it's a funny search query.
That's not it. So
I don't know where you could find it.
Rob, you look forward. We'll continue conversation. If you find it, we'll come back to you. Okay. So she sends it. The Reagan Battalion posted all over X. At this point, if you had 1,000 followers when Ben retweeted you, where are you at now when this happens?
So I must have been at maybe 3,000-4,000 followers.
Okay. So you're still not somebody that has been, you got 100,000 followers. You're not at that level yet.
Right.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Nick Fuentes. If you want to text me or call me or ask me a question, you can find me on Minect.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to...
I don't want to watch anything else here. I want to get me some poontang. Actually, no, I don't want poontang. I want lemon meringue pie. I feel like a lemon meringue pie, actually. Not poontang. But again, thanks for the donation there. I definitely appreciate that. Let's get back to Tommy Woo.
We're used to seeing today. And when you see someone come on TV late at night, like Tom Vu would do in one of these infomercials, showing off all of his luxurious houses, boats, women, everything you would stereotypically think of someone who's...
He sort of looks like a miniature Bolo, if you look at it. He looks like freaking Bolo. You guys remember Enter the Dragon, right? Or Kickboxer, or excuse me, Bloodsport.
Got a lot of money. You think, wow, what did they do to get there?
Sick and tired of where you are, working hard for years.
Does he not look like Bolo?
I'm excited about watching my student making a fortune on TV. Many of these people started out with little or no cash and no credit, no experience. Do you have a guts to step out of where you are to achieve your financial freedom? Then come to my 3 hours Success and Real Estate Investing Seminar. The cover charge for this seminar is not $1,000. It's not even $500. It's not even $100. The cover charge, my friend, is free. And if you're not willing to spend 3 free hours to learn from a self-made millionaire to maximize your opportunity, you deserve to be broke.
Actually, fun fact, I was just in Vietnam not too long ago. I promise, guys, all the stuff I say I do on this channel, I do it all, man. I'm on a massive list of just side quests going here and there, guys. So trust me, I've been there. Actually, Saigon, where Tom Vu is from, was my favorite place that I've gone. It's a pretty cool place. But I think it's so funny how he talks in this deep Vietnamese accent. Maybe it's just because I expose a lot of these guys and make videos, and I'm always used to them being like vanilla ice cream, all sounding the same, saying the same thing. But Tom Vu leaned into his larger-than-life personality, and he styled himself as the immigrant underdog who achieved the American dream through sheer will. But it wasn't without criticism. For example, some people would push back on Tom Vu. They would say he's an immigrant, he's crazy, all type of other things, to which Tom Vu would respond and say, quote,
and you know what? I have to keep telling these people every time. I kept saying, you're a loser. Get out of my way. I make it somehow.
But the point is, he didn't shy away from controversy. Whenever someone tried to talk trash, Tom Vu threw that trash right back at him. I'm not defending this guy, but if you're going to go and you're going to portray it, back it up. I hate nothing more than an alpha male flexer who goes and blocks you at the first sign of any pushback or any criticism. But he told people, don't listen to your loser friends.
Take a look at them from head to toe. Of course, they are nothing. Stay away from them. Learn from success, not failure. When I was a busboy at the country club I used to work at, one night I got all the guts in this world. I walked over to this nice old man. I gave him some water, and I said, sir, I'm giving you some water. Would you please tell me how to be rich like you, sir? And lucky for me, the old man said, well, boy, stay after work, I show you how. I condensed that old man's secret into just 3 little words. 3 beautiful words that brought Tom Vu from poverty to be multimillionaire. 3 little words that made me overcome all the obstacles.
There is no such thing as a kumite. It doesn't exist. There are underground street fights, but there's no... The idea and concept of a kumite would be something that's a hidden fight? No.
In my life. If you want to become wealthy, come to my seminar. Let me share with you the 3 little words that can change anyone's life.
That's essentially what the infomercial was pitching. It wasn't usually pitching an item itself, but to get you in the door to one of these 90-minute seminars, basically a free trial where he promised to share you how he went from a boat refugee to a multi-millionaire in such a short time. The attendee...
You know, the funny thing is he probably wasn't even there.
Of the free seminar would then be upsold into a paid in-depth workshop. It's reported that his entry-level programs cost roughly $5,000, with his premium programs costing as much as $15,000 to $16,000 per person. He claimed by using his methods, ordinary people could attain the same trappings of wealth that he flaunted on screen: mansions, cars, yachts. But you have to think about how much money that really is. $5,000, first of all, $5,000 today is a lot of money. But remember, this is the 1980s, so it's worth, 2-3 times as much back then. $5,000 is a lot, and that's just to get in the door. But Tom Vu promises the world if you just put his plan into practice.
No, it isn't. They were throwing around credit like crazy. I mean, the mid-80s. This is before the stock crash of 1986. You can get your hands on $5,000 pretty easy.
Practice. So what is the plan? At the core of Tom Vu's program was a strategy for making quick profits in real estate without using one's own money. Vu taught students a system centered on finding distressed properties and doing no money down.
Yeah, but the problem is that Vu could do it because he had the money to put down. He could buy the house straight out. Other people didn't there. That's the only difference. When you have a wad of cash, you have negotiating power as opposed to someone with no cash.
Deals. To add to the long...
That's why it worked for Vu and it didn't work for anyone else.
List of side quests I've done, I had a period where I wanted to get into real estate and be a realtor. So I actually signed up for a real estate course so I could learn how to do it. So let me explain these terms if you're not familiar. A distressed property is one oftentimes where someone can't afford their payments and they're facing a foreclosure. There's also other situations they're upside down on the mortgage. They might have a tax lien on the home. There's a bunch of different reasons there could be a distressed property, and no money down is pretty self-explanatory. No down payment on the home. The idea was to locate desperate or motivated sellers and persuade them to sell their property at a steep discount. Tom Vu instructed his students to never offer more than 50% market value for a house. So you can also say Tom Vu is the godfather of lowballing. This technique involved tying up the property with a purchase contract, often just a document with the $10 token on it as consideration, including clauses that allow the buyer, which is the student in this case, to back out if needed. The buyer would sign it as you or assigns. Now what this means is that the buyer can assign the contract to someone else prior to closing. Then, during the 30 to 60-day closing period, the student of Tom Vu was supposed to go find another buyer willing to pay more than the property contract, bring them in to buy the home. Then, in theory, the student could flip the contract to that new buyer at the higher price and pocket the difference as profit, all without investing their own money beyond a small menial deposit. Tom Vu portrayed this as the repeatable formula for big money. Find a house, lock it in far below value, and then quickly resell it at market value, netting a profit. People found out quickly it's not all sunshine.
Yeah, it's not exactly easy, simply for the fact that no bank would ever enter in an agreement like that unless you have real cash down. Okay, not a standard $10 token. Plus, you still have to find the buyer itself there, you know. But you need to have cash. In order to be at the blackjack table, you gotta have blackjack money.
And rainbows like Tom Vu would want you to believe. There's two types of ownership with a property. You have a private seller, and then you have the bank who owns the property. There is 0% chance a bank will sell a home for 50% of market value. Additionally, if someone is facing a foreclosure or a tax lien, they're still not going to go and sell the house for 50% of its value. And that's exactly what people who attempted Vu's system often found out. One seminar attendee from Canada wrote about his experience putting Vu's teachings into practice. No one would even entertain him, so he said he offered as high as 80%. Remember, Tom Vu says do 50% offer max. This guy said he did 80%, and he was still laughed out of most negotiations. You're coming in with unrealistic low offers. You want the contract to be very one-sided, offering a bunch of outs for the buyer. If you get no money down, you're not going to get a backout clause. Alternatively, if you get a backout clause, you have to put money down, so in case you back out, the seller is not left out to dry. See, this is what Tom Vu, I guess, just didn't know or didn't care to say.
Tom Vu seminar work for me because I work hard at it. And if you home, you don't think it'll work for you because you're lazy. You don't want it to work for you.
By the early 1990s, Tom Vu's seminar empire was drawing some serious legal and public scrutiny. Dozens of his former students came forward with complaints, and media investigations cast a harsh light on Tom Vu's practices. There was a lot of complaints, but I'm going to focus on a few of the main ones. One of the biggest ones was false promises of partnerships. Many people said that Tom Vu enticed people with the promises of personal mentorship or partnership that never happened. In his seminars, Vu suggested that he will partner with his students on lucrative deals. However, at least 20 students filed affidavits in the state of Florida's Attorney General that Vu went back on his offer to become their financial partner in real estate purchases. But he only did that after paying for his elite courses. And on top of that, they received little to no help on actual deals, contradicting the impression that Vu would invest with them or honestly guide them at all. As these affidavits started to come in the state of Florida, the state itself launched an investigation in the early 1990s. They wanted to examine whether Vu's seminar business engaged in fraud or deceptive practices. Did Vu mislead customers by showing off a lavish lifestyle that students could not realistically attain? The best way to dig into that is to look at the customer experience. What happened to the people who signed up? How many people succeed? How many people fail? Take, for example, Paul Devine, a California school teacher who took out a $15,000 second mortgage on his home to attend Tom Vu's 5-day seminar, only to end up making 0 deals and at risk of losing his house. Devine said that he spent over a year searching for investments using Vu's strategy from Los Angeles all the way to Nevada, but every time he asked Vu's office for guidance or partnership on a potential deal, they would simply put him on hold or dismiss the property as not worthwhile. Another student, Jojo Kwong, wrote to authorities that she made over 200 offers on separate properties following Vu's strategies to a T, and not one was accepted. And there's tons of these other accounts that point to no students actually making any money and having success in Vu's programs. As the investigation got more intense, whistleblowers and even some insiders that worked with Vu came forward and said that Vu didn't use the strategies that he teaches his students.
A lot of people say, hey, if he can't do it, I can do it. But guess what? 99 will not do it, will never do it. Those are the real facts.
Tom Vu hired this man to help teach, but he says it was Tom Vu who talked students into forking over big tuition fees, even when some of them could ill afford it.
So here's the thing: you already are teaching his courses, and you already know it's BS. So why did you continue doing it?
Instead, he got rich selling seminars. And when he does buy houses, he buys properties in all cash, using the hefty income that he makes from seminar fees to pay for his house price.
There you go, folks. And that's the thing. You gotta You gotta bring ass to get ass.
He owned at least 7 mansions in an exclusive Orlando area community and a Rolls Royce. So unlike a lot of fake flexers today, it is public record that Tom Vu did own a lot of his stuff. Notice I said a lot of his stuff, because his own lawyer came forward and said that some of the flashy props that he has on his infomercials were rented for show. He does not have a yacht, his lawyer said. Some of the houses are not his, and the women draped around him, they're all hired models. These revelations cast a doubt on Vu's credibility.
Of course they're hired models. You think they'll huddle around well, that's right. I don't want to get another community strike. Do you think by any chance that any type of luscious looking women would hang around someone that looks like Tom Vu? I mean, seriously. Now, like I said, I had an ex-Asian boyfriend before and everything like that. But I mean, anyone that looks like a miniature version of Bolo, women ain't gonna touch that.
Suggesting that the opulence you saw on TV was at least
Pugman, what's up, dog?
in part just an illusion for marketing. Law enforcement never actually nailed Tom Vu for any
Y'all
crime.
folks say
Some
hey to
former students
Pugman.
filed civil lawsuits against Vu, but these didn't get very far. Tom Vu managed to get away with this scheme in the sense that he avoided jail time or other major financial penalties. However, by the mid-1990s, all this attention and publicity severely hurt his reputation, effectively causing him to take a step back and quit the get-rich-quick schemes. But he wasn't done in the public spotlight, because in the early 2000s, he found himself in the one, the only Las Vegas, Nevada, a place that I actually really want to go, but I have no business going. Have y'all ever thought of somewhere or something like you just know I should not go here, I shouldn't go here?
Some
you really want to, and you probably
Matthew with a $3 donation. Check that out in just a minute.
You're gonna do it anyway, even though you know you shouldn't. Yeah, that's me in Las Vegas. Anyway, Tom Vu moved to Las Vegas and started going by the name Tommy Vu. And in the early 2000s, he became a regular in poker tournaments, and honestly, he earned a decent amount of respect in the poker community. Tom Vu had multiple cash finishes in major poker events. Notably, he placed 22nd in the 2005 World Series of Poker main event out of thousands of players. That's an amazing finish. He also had numerous other top finishes and amassed over $1.9 million in tournament winnings as of 2017. And it's actually rumored you can still see Tom Vu today in Las Vegas because he does still live there. He's in his mid-60s right now. But everything I could see in my research says that he's actually a pretty chill person now, it seems like. I don't imagine most of you were alive when Tom Vu was doing his schemes, but Tom Vu actually became a pretty popular cult figure, and he still kind of is today. You'll see him on a lot of animated shows. For example, he's appeared in Family Guy, King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead. If you ever watch those shows and you see an Asian guy talking fast with a lot of girls around him, that's most likely inspired by this man, Tom Vu. If you enjoyed this video, please.
Yeah, back in the 80s, we just did, I mean, but a lot of that stuff, obviously, you know, he clearly never lived in the 80s and 90s. You could, I mean, if it was before 1986, you know, they would literally hand out credit like Tic Tacs, literally. You could get $5,000. You could easily get a mortgage of $15,000 on your house. Money was, I mean, you didn't have money, but you could definitely get credit. If you had a good job, you could get credit. It didn't matter. Credit was big back then. Let's see what you got, Matt.
What's the end goal with your training in PEDS? Again, what kind of stupid fucking question is that? What's the end goal with your life? You know you're gonna fucking die. Everyone you know is gonna die. No one's gonna remember who you are. There's no...
I mean, just look at him. He is freaking yoked. It's like he's getting bigger and bigger every single video I see.
Fucking afterlife. You're just fucking dead. There's no point to you existing. What's the end goal for your life? I do it because I fucking enjoy it. I just fucking went into detail what's wrong with Nandrolone. I don't know why the fuck you're asking me that again.
Nandrolone's actually awesome.
I'm not doing jam press, I'm doing skull crushers, and jam press trains your triceps. Why do you need to... Oh my... Just... Yeah, it's a tricep exercise. Oh my god. And who says I'm not trying to grow my bench? How the fuck do you think you get a bigger chest?
Vertical bar exclamation mark 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 vertical bar exclamation.
Alright, thank you for that, non-web. How does it feel to force to... How does it feel you still work out? And force feed yourself vegetables? I'm so relaxed eating lots of steak. Great. If you want to be a weak beta male faggot who whines and cries about vegans who are bigger and stronger than you online, have fun.
Let me show you guys this.
Chat, who
Watch
whines
this.
and cries about vegans who are
I mean, just look at him.
bigger and stronger.
He's even just walking in looking big.
Stronger than you online. Have fun.
I mean, just this is getting kind of freaky here. Am I right? Am I not right, Chuck E. Cheese? He just looks. I haven't seen a Cuban style meltdown from my cousin in quite some time, so he just looks like he's just venting.
Fun. Get the fuck out of my chat, loser. It's funny, I just banned you from chat and I know I ruined your fucking day because you clearly have nothing better to fucking do.
I know, he's
Have fun being miserable for the rest of the fucking night, loser.
It's just it's like it happened so quickly there, Ryan.
Love how these fucking people who are talking about a natural lifestyle are going on YouTube and fucking commenting on a fucking vegan live stream on the fucking internet, on a computer. You're just a fucking loser, no girlfriend, no job, no life. You're fucking weak, you're a pathetic beta male bitch. You have no energy to fucking do anything because your diet sucks. So the only thing you can fucking do for fun is go on my live stream and whine and bitch for fucking attention. Well, there you go. You're banned. Your night's ruined. All you're gonna have to do is be fucking miserable alone in your room like a fucking loser.
His face is also leaned out as well, if you guys notice.
Hello.
Name is in the Epstein files.
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the
It's a simple
attorney's
question.
file.
Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein,
The question is
painstakingly,
simple.
Who
Did you tell the attorney?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure
Thank
he has
you.
time to do that.
My question is, will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The witness may respond if he would like.
Jeez. Dodo donated $2. Let me see.
I would rather be dead, not in jail, because I'd rather be dead than to be on medication. No one from the family has taken any responsibility for my hospital visit, but if we want to go online, that's 50% of what people say at least. Or maybe, am I lying?
It doesn't matter.
Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter!
Is this an old video or a new video from the Kardashians?
I have to finish the sentence.
It does matter!
Dude, imagine being this way as an adult. Like, this is how a 4-year-old would act.
What the?
Isn't that how you acted towards your ex-wife? Who is...
Oh! Nasty burn. Nasty. But I definitely do appreciate the donation there. No, Chuck E. Cheese. He should take Trin. I mean, he probably will wind up taking Trin anyway. I'm going to be honest with you. He's not going to stop. He's tasted the ambrosia of the gods. He's not going to stop.
What's this guy Saber talking about? You gonna pull up on me while I'm jogging, Saber? Well, come on with it, son. I got something for you. Oh, I gotta zip my pack back up. Give me a second here, guys. Pull on up, Saber. I got 3 extra mags. I got one specifically to go through auto glass. Don't talk about it, be about it. All right. So come on with it, son. Because you just threatened me first. Now I'm legal.
No, you're not legal because you went and told him to pull up. You've instigated. It's just as it actually says it here. Yeah, if you're instigating, it's not self-defense anymore. What a freaking moron. I'm surprised that he could actually still breathe air without thinking. Just a straight up moron, folks.
Here are 4 bodybuilding legends and how they looked before. Number 4, Urs Kalasinski.
He's not a legend. What are you talking about?
Now a rising open pro with over 120 kilograms.
How can you go and call someone a legend when you can't be a legend and be an up and coming pro at the same time. You're either a legend or not a legend.
Kilograms on stage. Back then,
he hasn't won shit so far. When he starts winning Olympias and Arnold Classics and other major shows, okay, then we'll call him. He'll get to the position of where he can consider himself maybe as a legend. Today is not that day.
Athletic teen with a dream. Number 3, Derek Lunsford, reigning.
Now this guy's a legend because he's won the Mr. Olympias. So yes, we can call him a legend.
Mr. Olympia. But before the glory, he was just another guy in the gym, slowly building the physique that would dominate the world stage. Number 2,
that's a legend.
Chris Bumstead.
This guy is a legend too. See, now I don't know where this first guy came from. Maybe he was trying to suck on his Peter or something like that. But Derek Lunsford, Bumstead, those are legends.
6 times classic physique Olympia champ, idol for millions. Early on, a young man with potential, but far from the legend he became. Number 1, Nick Walker. Today,
again, not a legend. Hasn't really won anything major.
Known as the Mutant, freaky size and grainy muscle. Years ago, he looked nothing like the monster he is today. Crazy transformations. Which one shocked you the most? Here.
So he's got 2 out of 4 legends. Nice. Nick Walker definitely isn't a legend. He's popular amongst the youngins, but not a legend. Like James Toney once famously said before his MMA fight with Randy Couture, and y'all just call everyone a UFC a legend. Yeah, Lights Out Tony. I mean, he there's a reason why they called him Lights Out for. Where's the legend credentials? I mean, the legend credentials, guys, in his titles. You win the Mr. Olympia, you win the Arnold Classic, you're on your way to call yourself a legend. I mean, literally speaking. When you've won them repeatedly like Derek Lunsford and Chris Bumstead, and you got the people like the Dexter Jacksons, the Flex Wheelers, the Ronnie Colemans and stuff. People that have won many, many, many titles. Vince Taylors, the Dorian Yates, the Jay Cutlers, the Phil Heaths, the ones that have literally brutalized people on stage and destroyed them. That's what you call a legend. Who is Nick Walker really beaten? Who is this Earth guy beaten? Nobody. Okay, he won a little minor pro show. Big deal. Big freaking deal. Has he won the Mr. Olympia? No. Has he won an Arnold Classic? No. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. When you start winning major shows, then you can start building up your legend credentials.
Apple tree. Lemon tree. Cherry tree. By their fruits shall you be judged. Just because someone claims to be Christian and quotes scripture to back their opinions
I can almost guarantee he's talking about Charlie Kirk.
does not mean they aren't racist or harmful. It's very possible that God isn't using them, they're using God. Do you know who else believes in God or believed in God? Jim Jones, David Koresh, Hitler, Charles Manson, and even the Prince of Darkness himself. Satan believes in God. Are they going to heaven because they believe in God? No. Just like white supremacists wearing red hats.
Yep, definitely Charlie Kirk video.
Because faith without works is dead. Luke 6:45 says, "For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of." So let's judge, shall we? By their fruits. Let's look at the man that you claim that Jesus sent here as a sacrificial lamb and saved his little orange ear, and let's see the fruits of his vines.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account...
God, I hate Megyn Kelly. She's cute, but she is just that. She's what you call one of those arrogant white women there. You know, just look at her face there. You know, just what do you call those types of women there anyway? Are they called WASP or something like that? Yeah, I think that's what you guys refer them to as WASP.
For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks. You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees. Does that sound to you like the temperament of a man we should elect as president?
Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Reporter, now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times. As you can see right there, he suffers.
Yeah. Yeah. Trump is like a piss trooper who became president. But like I said, folks, sometimes a piss trooper shouldn't be president here. I was hoping all the best. I'm hoping he turns it around. God oh mercy, I hope he does.
From a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms.
Some of the folks, because I hear this is a major theme right here, but 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians.
I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it.
Let me tell you, folks, right now, at the time that came out, I was working at Verizon. And for like a week or so, we got a bunch of angry people saying that, did this company have anything to do with Donald Trump? I'm like, get off my phone, you son of a bitch. I'm like, you calling us about that? Why? Why? I mean, look at the logo. That logo hadn't been used in over a quarter of a century.
You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy. I can do anything. To do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right.
I want to make sure that
Like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women.
Rosie O'Donnell, there are many to choose from. When asked why it was necessary to comment on publisher Ariana Huffington's looks, Mr. Trump replied, quote, because she's a dog who wrongfully comments on me.
After that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero because he was captured.
My cat that licks his ass is more of a Christian than Donald. I have a pet rock that is more Christian.
Well, like I said, I mean, I think it's because they expect it from Trump there. For someone like Obama, they wouldn't expect it from. But yeah, Obama would never, I don't think anyone, if it was anyone but Trump, they would never get elected saying stuff like this. But I think for Trump, they just expect this type of behavior.
What comes out of your mouth overfloweth your heart. He has said, I hate Taylor Swift. I hate the Democrats. In the Old Testament, it says to heap hot coals on their head as if to love them with kindness. And you know what you don't see from the MAGA white supremacists? Compassion, kindness, empathy. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast. You never hear those things. They're fine voting for a rapist, a convicted felon who was on Epstein Island and molested little girls. They're fine with January 6th, tax fraud, axing for the death of the Central Park Five.
Now, most people don't know about the Central Park Five, but Donald Trump took out ads in papers calling for the death of the Central Park Five. And they were innocent all along, falsely accused. I don't even see how they were even falsely accused, and they were beaten in the New York station to make false confessions there. So,
having dinner with white supremacists. They're fine with that because to them, that's their version of Christianity. It's not Christianity. And what we're seeing now, after the podcaster was the victim of a school shooting, in the old days, they used to take these old rakes and they used to throw the hay up in the air, or the wheat. And the wheat and the chaff used to separate in the air, the lighter. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing God using a useful idiot in the White House, exposing the moral rot within his church. Just because there's a lot of people doesn't mean that they're on the right side of history. Because the podcaster supported a president that's an adjudicated rapist, who's a felon. By your fruits shall you be judged. And there's a belief that just because a lot of people follow something that it's okay. A lot of people followed Hitler. A lot of people followed Benito Mussolini. There was a lot of people that...
See, it's videos like this there that makes me laugh there. It is literally impossible to live by everything that is possibly said in the Bible. It's impossible. You couldn't do that. You would be locked up in prison for the rest of your life if you tried to live by every single last word in the Bible. You can't. You simply can't do it. You can't do it. I don't care what anyone says. You can't do it.
Follow Jim Jones. Does that mean that it's okay? There's a lot of people that follow Satan. Hell, Jesus was a good person. They crucified his ass, did they? Just because a lot of people follow something doesn't mean you're on the right side. I would even argue, typically, the less people that follow you, you're on the right side. Colin Kaepernick, John Lewis, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. There was a thousand...
I wouldn't exactly put Colin Kaepernick in there, but, you know, he's already on a roll, so whatever.
Thousands of white people that followed him, but they were on the right side of history. The cross is nothing but a symbol. That is all it is. I don't even own a cross. Because if I need a cross to say that I'm a Christian and throw it in people's faces, then I'm not. My walk should be a reflection of that. And Jimmy Carter was a great example of that. He didn't have to go around and quote scripture and throw it in your faces and call you a radical left libtard and you're going to rot in hell and we're coming for you and Antifa and radical left and law and order and war in Chicago. He built houses for people. Even when somebody cut off the guard's ear, he put it back on and says, he who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. He who lives by the gun shall die by the gun. And what you're seeing is a lot of white people in this country that saw their white privilege getting shit on. If they don't...
There is no such thing as white privilege, folks. I will say this one more time. There is no such thing as white privilege. It does not exist, folks. I hate it when people say white privilege. It's a privilege to be white. What is that? You know what really pisses me off about that? About people when they say white privilege? You're basically making a judgment that because you're white, everything in your life was perfect when you grew up. That you had all the advantages. It's basically making a broad statement that everyone in this country that was born white had everything going great for them. And guys, you know that ain't true. It's not true for anyone. You get dealt with the cards you get in life there. You know, you get what you get. All right? Plain and simple. Look at Tommy Vu. He had to move, you know. He had to run from Saigon. And he goes and makes millions.
Don't know how to handle it. Over 46,000 people died last year from gun violence. But now that their white podcaster was the victim of a school shooting that they gave thoughts and prayers to, you did nothing about, you know, because you're so Christian, you're so pro-life. All of a sudden you care about gun violence. You didn't care about Officer Sitnick or E. Jean Carroll or the victims of sexual assault. You didn't care about anything. You don't care about women that have increased mortality rates because Roe versus Wade. You don't care about children with cancer, children that are starving, people that are poor. You don't care about any of them. But your whiteness got affected. And that's all MAGA really is. It's make America white again. They want to maintain the white male patriarchy, and they've weaponized a Bible and a symbol like a cross, just like they weaponized the American flag. They worship the flag, but they don't give a damn about the people that the flag represents. And that is MAGA in a nutshell. They care about the symbol of a cross, the symbol of a scripture, the symbol of God, instead of the actual people. Patriotism is not nationalism. Faith is not religion.
Oh, he is right there, but again, folks, I don't believe in white privilege. It's stupid. I mean, it just irritates the shit out of me whenever I hear the word white privilege. It really does. It basically means that, okay, you're white, your life is okay. I know there's plenty of white people I grew up around with that I would not, believe me, if that was a representation as far as to what being white was like, I would be glad to be black. I would never want to be white being them. Believe me.
Without the food, I mean, you could be strong as you want, but you're not going to grow without the proper nutrition. So I figured out how to implement that nutrition into my training. I just started to see some phenomenal gains over a short period of time. And then I even went to the point where I wanted to challenge my body. I would go to the gym and train the same muscle part twice a day. Whoever even said you needed 16 or 17 or 16, you know what I mean, said to totally break down the muscle. I'm like, and they say you need, 24 hours, 48 hours for a muscle to heal. So I always wanted to challenge myself. And I always felt like no matter how strong I was, you're never going to be stronger than that weight. You know, that weight's going to break you sooner or later. You know, whether Vince, you might do reps, but I'm not a rep guy. Reps, it's just doesn't do anything for me. It burns too many calories for me. I already have a super fast metabolism. So for me, I needed to do 6 to 8, heavy movements, compound, squats, bench press, these basic training elements. Because again, like I said, I was a smaller physique guy, had high metabolism, and I needed to really pound those weights and get the calories in me. Without the food, I mean, you.
Yeah, Dubs is a very unique white person. Not in a good way, neither. We'll be right back, folks. Now I gotta take a piss. Yeah, I mean, what would you rather be? Would you rather be black, or would you rather be a baby that was abandoned as a child and had to grow up in an orphanage and had no family or anything like that, you know? An orphan white kid, is that an example of white privilege or something? I mean, seriously. Just stupid. The fact of the matter is, you don't know exactly how someone lives. You don't know what problems they've had in life. So you should not actually put a broad... You can't just rubber stamp a lifestyle just because of someone's race. That's actually racism. It's racist, actually, in fact, to say that white people have what's called white privilege. Because you're prejudging them thinking that their life is good because they're white. That's racist there, you know. Because you're judging their life before you even know what's going on. You know, you need to walk into a man's moccasins first before you can decide, you know. But I'll tell you right now, I'm glad to be black. Other reasons whatsoever, so. I mean, I'll tell you right now, if I was white, I would get myself in so much trouble. With all the stuff that I say. You know, I can go up there, walk up. It's like I said before, I could walk up and call someone the C word. People wouldn't even think I was racist. I wouldn't be able to get away with as many jokes as ever. Yes. And black doesn't crack, but, you know. But in any event, you know, whether I grew up, here's the thing, folks. I would be doing the same thing as I'm doing right now, whether I grew up white, or Asian, or anything like that. The only difference is that I would have a lot of... If I was white, my hair would literally be slicked back there, you know. I would probably look like one of those straight-up Aryan-type people there, you know. Either that or shaved or so forth. That would be me. I would probably... It's like my look right now. My look right now is pretty much pro-black, so I can imagine me being white. I would probably look quite Aryan, you know, in other words. Just no handlebar mustache. I mean, essentially put, a white version of me would be a very, very Aryan, a very Aryan type person there. Simply because I lean on being black. I don't change anything. I don't wear dreads. I keep it bald, you know. But yeah, but maybe I could show an example as far as to what I would probably look like. Chances are, hold on. If I was white, I would probably have... Give me just a minute. Let me just shop around for white people's looks. Yeah. Yeah, this would likely be my hairstyle. Probably something like this. This would probably be a white version of me if I actually... God, it actually, you know, now that I think about it. That would probably be my hairstyle right there. Literally. I don't know who this person is. Richard Spencer. Why does that name sound familiar? Oh, well. What's up, Lamar? But yeah, that would probably be my hairstyle. I like that hairstyle. That's what I would look like if I was white. I would lean it, because I'm pro-black there, so I have a pro-black hairstyle. It's bald. I keep it natural, you know, just as it is, so it'd be just similar. So, who the hell is Richard's? Oh, God, he is an Aryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's been asking what is going on with Charlie Kirk.
Do I really want to play this?
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's been asking what is going on with Charlie Kirk. Why does it seem like we don't have much information? Why does it seem like the public is, at this point, being purposely misled or being treated like we have the intelligence of a 5-year-old?
Because you do. I mean, nothing personal, but 4 guns in the back there, wooden floors. I mean, you're trying to look like a tough guy. But at the end of the day, someone like me would still pound you in your cheeks.
It is truly mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling for me, one, for Charlie's family.
And, of course, that tattoo doesn't do you any favors neither. This one here, I already see what that is.
2, for the honor of Charlie. And 3, for the fact that we are a nation who understands guns very well. Now, like I've said before, I'm going to do an entire breakdown of everything involved with this on my first podcast. The first episode is going to be released very soon. The link to that channel is below the video. But we've all been looking for the answers as far as, was this an exit wound? If it was, where is the entry? Who actually shot him? Was the guy on the roof actually the guy? If he was, why was he running off the roof with no apparent gun in his hand? Oh, he took it apart. Because that makes sense when you're trying to get away from a murder scene. You're going to sit there on the roof and take your gun apart just so you can put it in your backpack. And then you're going to reassemble it and dump it in the woods just so whenever they find it, it looks picture perfect for them. And then you have the surgeon and someone from TPUSA say that he's a man of steel because his neck, his lonesome neck, stopped a 30-06 round.
This is...
Oh yeah, wanted to show you this. Wait to see my reaction at the end.
Matthew with a $3 donation. Let's check it out here. Let's check it out. $5.15 squat. Are you joking? No wraps? Oh! Yeah! No knee wraps neither, man. That's impressive. I definitely appreciate the donation. That's $5.15. That makes my back hurt thinking about it.
No exit. I want to get mad right now, but this isn't about me. This isn't about any of us, really. This is about truth. This is about simply providing the public solid information. And if the FBI doesn't know, or they're just this dumb, okay. Like, what else do we say to that? But I have a feeling that's not the case. There is so much information out there on X. There are so many people out there dissecting every video. You have to believe that the FBI has all of the footage that...
They're not dissecting the video. They're gooning out on watching Charlie Kirk get his bleed out basically from getting shot, and they're continuously playing it over and over again. They're probably playing it 50 to 100 times every single day. They're jerking off to watching Charlie Kirk dying. I mean, you know why? Because we just got some really sick people out there.
That we haven't seen, which is the camera footage that was behind Charlie, that was next to Charlie, that is probably clear as day because I know a good camera when I see one. So where is the information? And we've all been searching for it, and it looks like someone has put it all together. So I want to give a big shout out to a YouTube channel. His name is Range Day Bro, and he just came out with a lot of this information. I think
He probably sucks dick too, or so forth. Like I said before, those Grindr servers were overloaded at the Charlie Kirk funeral, which that's no surprise. It's swell there. You know, talk tough one day, take it up the ass. Talk tough by day, take it up the ass by nighttime. Yep.
Many people need to see this as possible. Good job to the gentleman who runs that channel. But let's just start with this. For those of you who don't know, or have never been deer hunting or elk hunting or any kind of hunting with a 30-06, every single time I have shot a buck, which is anywhere from 3 to 4 times.
Wait a minute, a 30-06? That's a Mauser. Did he get shot with a pre-World War? Did he get shot with a World War I or II gun or something?
The width of a human.
Did he get shot with a World War II gun? Did that guy really use that type of weapon? That would be so minty if he used a Nazi weapon on him. It would be.
Neck has way more bone, has tougher skin, has tougher muscle. The list goes on and on. The exit wound, and there was an exit wound every single time. Minimum was that big. So if this was the exit wound, it wasn't a 30-06. The other thing that people need to think about is if you have ever shot a 30-06, it is a very, very loud round, mainly because the cartridge is so long. It has way more powder in it than, let's say, a 308, let's say a 5.56. So if it truly was a 30-06, that entire place would have all been like, pretty much. I got chills right now from how messed up this whole thing seems like it is. So I'm going to run through this video. There's a couple of different things I'm going to show everybody, but I want everybody to think about one thing. Who is not releasing the information? Why are they not releasing it? What do they benefit from not just putting the truth out there? I think it's because they have somebody in prison.
Oh, here we go with these conspiracy theories. Let's see what this guy has to say. Oh, Lord. I mean, I understand that Kash Patel said that, but I mean, nothing personal. But you know, they're not gonna I'm sorry, but they're not gonna let an elephant jockey in Valhalla. I mean, seriously. I mean, seriously. They're not gonna let a TYCA into Valhalla. Y'all know what a TYCA is? You know, that's something that we used to use at Greenville County, at the Greenville County Detention Center. It stands for thank you, come again. You know, Apu from The Simpsons and stuff. But they're not going to let that. No elephant jockey is going to Valhalla. Not even a chocolate face ain't going to go to Valhalla. That is for white people only. Only white people go to Valhalla. If Valhalla existed, why would they let a colored person in there? Get out of here.
Right now, the shooter who potentially didn't do it. When he gets shot, it looks like he got shot on the other side of his neck in the back. And there was a blob of fluid that flies up. Now, this can be common with an entry wound. At other times, it may not be, because there's so much force going through there. Potentially, there's nothing that comes out the side it went on until a while after. I have shot deer, for example, to where nothing really comes out the entry wound, especially if gravity is helping it, like it was in Charlie's case. For example, if I shoot a deer here and it falls this way, very likely that there's nothing coming out of the entry wound. In Charlie's case, if this video is correct, he was shot this way and he fell this way. I'm going to be very careful what I show here because I don't want to disrespect Charlie's family. But there is a key point here where you can see his skin stretch before it starts to bleed. That is pretty telling evidence that that is a round about to penetrate and go through. Now, there have been a lot of people say that Charlie was wearing body armor. I was one of the people who was skeptical of it.
Body armor would not have helped at that point in time. He got shot in the neck. What would have helped is a nice little drone flying over, seeing people that are actually getting on the roof there, you know. Worst security ever.
I was one of the people who didn't really buy into the story of it hit his plate and went up and ricocheted type of situation.
I think Charlie Kirk was dressed well in that coffin. I mean, he had a nice blue suit, red tie and everything. I mean, I'm just glad they didn't bury him in the same shirt that he got shot in. I mean... But I will tell you this right now, folks. That shirt is going to be worth millions. I'll tell you right now, Charlie Kirk's shirt that he got shot in, that thing's going to be worth millions. It'll probably sell for maybe $100, $200 million easy. I'll tell you that right now. That shirt will sell. That shirt is money. Because we're a bunch of sick freaks in this country.
And I still don't really know what to think on that, because there are videos where it clearly looks like he may be wearing some, and then in other videos you can see his nipples through his shirt. You don't see nipples when you're wearing body armor. Even if he was wearing body armor, a 30-06 round can penetrate most body armor. A 30-06 round can penetrate a half-inch piece of steel at 100 yards. That's how strong the round is. So when we hear from the surgeon, oh man, Charlie's neck vertebrae, which is not even a straight solid piece of bone like your femur is. It's got a whole bunch of gaps in it and cartilage everywhere, discs. It's just so unbelievable. I'm not saying it's not possible, but they haven't released the autopsy, and they put out some statement like we're all 5 years old and we're reading some comic book. He's the Man of Steel and it was just barely underneath his skin, so it didn't come out.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
Okay, all right. Now, a couple of videos ago, we went over a shot, which seemed like potentially somebody shot from the window, which would make sense for this angle. We also...
I mean, there's no conspiracy that the nigga got shot, all right? They didn't have good security. He got shot in the neck by some dude that was pounding the cheeks of some I mean, the thing about it is the transgender roommate that he's pounding, it doesn't make any difference. The dude was crazy. He was Looney Toony like Daffy Ducky and Bugsy Bunny and stuff. I mean, crazy is crazy, all right?
So went over the fact that it could be a reflection.
I mean, why does when it comes to a mass shooting, why does someone have to be either a Democrat or Republican? Can't they just be crazy? I mean, simply put, folks, can they not just be crazy? Can they not just be bipolar? Do they have to be anything? I mean, why can't we just simply say they're crazy instead of Democrat or Republican? What is there not something wrong with just being crazy? Seriously.
I first seen this and thought straight away, holy shit, that is the bullet. It matches the exit wound. It also matches the shirt puffing up and the angle of the entry and exit. I needed another angle just to gang violence.
Now I am pointing more towards a reflection because there is new video or new pictures of what seems like a guy standing up on a ridge. A lot of people are potentially calling it a plant. To me, it looks like it may be somebody posing as security, I am inclined to believe this is the person. But at the same time, I have to ask myself again, if this is truly a
Yeah, I mean, public had access to the whole event. It was being taped. But I mean, just think, a cheap $200 drone with a camera would have prevented that. If I was there doing security, Charlie Kirk would still be alive, folks. I will kid you right there. I will not kid you. Charlie Kirk would still be alive if I was doing security. I would, first off, I mean, and I would simply have drones in the air watching anyone that, you know, because when it comes to snipers, they're going to be on the damn roof. And I mean, they didn't even have drones during I'm surprised they didn't even have any drones during the Trump rallies neither. Are you trying to tell me you can't have a drone watching over the roofs and everything, watching for people? I mean, what is this, amateur hour or something?
professional hit? Would they be that close? How did no one see? You're telling me that everybody in the crowd didn't have eyes up there, or somebody didn't see. But at the same time, we don't know. It's 100% possible. Anything is possible at this point. I mean, the story that the FBI came out with and has said several times now is just total nonsense. And if it's not nonsense, give us some level of proof. So here is...
It isn't. I mean, concert security is even better. I mean, seriously, Chuck E. Cheese. He's a celebrity, and he's had death threats before, you know. I think the issue was that he thought he'd be safe out in Utah, of all places. But, I mean, one simple drone flying around, checking roofs and everything would have... Like I said, if I was there and I was doing security, Charlie Kirk would still be alive.
My thought on this. I think it was somebody from over there. I'm having a hard time believing it's the guy perched up there, but it very well could be. I can't confirm if that's a guy, if it's a plant.
Exactly, Chuck E. Cheese. Exactly. And you just can't, you know, you're a political figure. You got to think on the same security. You don't have to have presidential security or anything like that, but you should have some of the most basic tools and the use of modern technology, that being a drone. A simple flying drone with a camera would have prevented the whole situation. Just have someone fly around in a drone, just watching the roofs, people getting on roofs and stuff like that, and that's it. They spot something, tell Charlie Kirk to get down. How hard is that, folks?
If it's a damn garden gnome, if somebody was hiding behind it, who knows? But at this point, this does not seem like just some random trans kid pulled this whole thing off. This had to have been some level of operation, whether it's an operation in that entire community or...
It ain't no dang operation, just another crazy white kid who just wanted to get famous, who had just as much hatred in his heart as, you know, Charlie Kirk, you know. He was taught hatred, you know. He wasn't killed. I mean, sorry, but, you know, he wasn't killed. I mean, Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a chocolate face. He wasn't killed by a Negro. He wasn't killed by a ha-ha, you know, or a waha, or a curry, or anything like that. He was killed by a white person, another white person that just had a lot of hatred in him, who just wanted to go kill. But he was crazy, all right? He didn't kill Charlie Kirk because he was white or Democrat or Republican. He was just crazy. That's the reason why he killed. He's just crazy. Crazy is just crazy. It wouldn't matter if it was Charlie Kirk on stage. He would have found an excuse to kill anyone. It could have been anyone on that stage.
Somebody else. But the one thing that we can all agree on, I'm hoping, I mean, most people who watch me definitely own guns, have shot guns, and potentially have hunted. So I think one thing we can all agree on is that if it was a 30-06 round, if it was, that is the smallest exit I have ever seen on a 30-06. But if it was a 30-06, that's for sure the exit. But I don't think it was. I think it was something like a 5.56 or even a pistol round. But what are we legitimately supposed to think here? The people who run this country don't want us to question anything. They want us to take it at face value and say, yes, we are all ignorant, and we don't own guns, and we don't know how ballistic...
You're the one that's ignorant.
...work. And we don't know the anatomy of the human neck. I mean, for God's sakes, if you were going to sell it, say something like Charlie had a surgery and he had a steel plate put in his neck. Something. Even that a 30-6 round would have still gone through it. Had a better chance. It's more sellable, but nope. Charlie's vertebrae, just an everyday Wolverine. I really don't know what to think anymore. I keep thinking we get to the end of this and we've got it all figured out. And then more and more just continues to amaze us. And I think we are going to get to a point where the FBI or whoever's involved is just going to have to actually release what happened, because this is nonsense.
I'm not going to play this BS alpha credential bullshit there. Who is this nutcase anyway? Well, he definitely has alpha credentials. He was a rodeo cowboy. Yeah, he has the alpha credentials, but, you know, at the same time, I mean, the one thing I hate more than anything else is conspiracy theorists. But, okay, rodeo cowboy, yeah, that's some alpha credentials right there. Because believe me, that a bull will freaking kill you. I mean, but at the same time, yeah. A little too much conspiracy with that, so.
Some freestyle, baby, some of my natural talent. Yo, you know my flavor. I'm the real gangster, baby. I come from the East Coast, baby. You got my flavor, baby. I'm the real Rob Bell. You got nothing on me. I'm a wankster. You got bling bling, 10 carats on my ring. I'm the big fat Joe, baby. $100 million stack, baby. You know I'm fly. You know I'm a gangster. You know I'm vanilla cream, all smear, baby. My piss. Lenny's my boy. He's a real best friend. You know we got the bling. Lenny's gonna go to the top with me. I'm fly, baby. Lenny's the man. You know I'm gangster. On the misfit, kick some ass. You know, baby, it's my flavor. You know I'm the ice cream pro star, hip hop bodybuilder with the disabilities. Mean shit, I'm a real man. Future movie star Hollywood, you know my flavor. I'm a bodybuilder, famous YouTube celebrity with disability. Who gives a fuck about disabilities or medication? I'm the man. Fuck disabilities. I don't care about social security checks or SSDI, baby. You know my flavor. Fuck ADD and autism. I'm the man. You can really jam to it. Fuck you, players. I got it, baby. I'm the sick vanilla. You got the flavor. Mustang out of shop, baby. Lambo, my mansion, my cigars, all my thug life. Peace out. Got smoking the weed. We know the joint. To all you haters, I was poor with $7 in my pocket. You know the flavor. Now I'm working my way up to the top to be a multi-millionaire. I got the cheddar, baby. Nobody's stopping me. I'm untouchable. You know my flavor. Going right to the top, baby. Mad famous celebrity. Grab a bodybuilder. YouTube celebrity. Overcome disability. You know the flavor. Fuck everybody. I'm the man. You can't stop me, baby. I got the fly in the coast. East Coast, West Coast. You know my flavor. You know where I came from. I came from Los Angeles. I came to Florida in 2001. You know I want to move back to LA. Be a movie star. Be a rapper. You know my fly. You know my flavor. Eminem don't got shit on me. I'm the real wankster, baby. You got my flavor. Vanilla ice cream. You know, baby. I'm the real dessert, motherfucker. You know my flavor. My flavor's fucking ice cream, bitch. You know I'm the real wankster. Little Wayne don't got shit on me. Little Lady Gaga, I'm the real rapper. Vanilla Ice, Gwen Stefani. You know you can't touch me. World star rap, you can't touch me. I'm untouchable. I'm the real jammer, baby. You know you can't touch me.
think that's all the videos for today. Oh, wait a minute. We got one more. Hold on. Let's see what we got.
Every time I try to talk about the Charlie Kirk assassination, people keep saying the same thing over and over and over. How do you even know what you're talking about? It's not like you're a professional. It's actually a great point. So let's talk to a professional. I'd like you to meet Tim Sundles, owner of Buffalo Bore Ammunition. He's been developing ammunition, shooting and teaching shooting for over 25 years. By his own words, he's brought down over 2,000 big game. So, Tim, what do you think about the Charlie Kirk assassination?
Charlie Kirk murder. You know, I design ammunition for a living. I've killed thousands of head of big game, a lot of it with a 30-06. I design ammo, I test it in rifles. This is what I do. First of all, and we've all seen the videos of a kid walking with no rifle that somehow magically gets rooftop access. Assemble, I mean, how do you do that? That's always behind locked doors. Then he is, I mean, somebody had to unlock one of those doors for him that gives rooftop access. And then he assembles a rifle. When you assemble a rifle without sighting it in, as soon as you're done, it's going to hit way left, way right, way low, way high. The chances that you could assemble a rifle on a rooftop and then make a kill shot at 200 yards very, very low. Then this guy, after he shoots, runs off the roof. Oh yeah, he takes the rifle apart again, jumps off the roof with a rifle that's taken apart, goes out in the woods, puts it back together. Sorry, it's bull.
Well, the reason why he was able to easily get away is because some old guy went and said it was him and acted like he was the one that did it, so they didn't even focus on the roof to begin with. They thought they had already got him.
Bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know, the fact that there's no exit wound in Charlie Kirk with a 30-06. I kill moose with 30-06. I kill grizzly bears with 30-06. I kill big animals in Africa like kudu with 30-06. You cannot
I hope you ate all that food.
Stop a frontal shot on a human. The human's that thick, especially down here on the lower neck. I mean, no, you can't stop an .06 in him. It should have gone through him. It should have gone through the chair he was sitting in. It should have gone through the people standing behind him and left a hole in the wall. It's pure bullshit. You're being lied to. And you know, government has never lied about one of their assassinations, have they? The kid that's being accused of doing the shooting isn't the shooter. He's not. I've watched the footage over and over. I've listened to the lame explanations, or lies, as we want to call them without political correctness. This is a lie. You're being lied to. Your government is...
Oh, shut up. Folks, let me put something to you this way. Now, he is right there. Assembling a rifle could possibly cause the sights to be off slightly, which is why he got hit in the neck instead of straight up in the face. So the shot was off. Nobody aims for the freaking neck, basically. He was aiming for the head. Remember? You always aim for the head or the chest center mass. The fact that it hit his neck actually proves that, you know, the rifle wasn't centered, you know. I mean, seriously, you're not, whenever you're shooting a rifle, you're not aiming for the neck, you're aiming for the head or the chest. He didn't have a vest on there, Quick Pump. It wouldn't have made a difference. The vest would have done him absolutely no good. Just a crazy white kid who wanted to get famous, and now he is. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. He's not getting the death penalty. The wife, Erica Kirk has already said on stage, "I forgive you." You can't go and say you forgive someone and then go and push for the death penalty. You know what I mean? It just ain't going to happen. I said in the very beginning he wasn't going to get the death penalty. Yes, I qualified. Marksman. My rifle actually jammed during my rifle test. But yeah, I did qualify. Yeah, no, he wasn't. It wouldn't matter if he was wearing a vest or not, Chuck E. Cheese. He was dead already. I mean, even if he had a bunch of metal rings around his neck like those African women, it still wouldn't have worked anyway. It would have either cut through, or just the simple pressure from getting hit with the bullet would have just snapped his neck, literally. He'd still be dead. Just a little bit slower. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese, one thing I've always learned is sometimes things are just a lot more simpler than they actually are. I don't find any type of conspiracy theory because we've seen people like this do this type of stuff before. Don't forget about Donald Trump's attempt to be assassinated. It was by a similar kid, you know, similar stats and everything. But they're going to arrest his roommate for obstruction. I'll tell you that right now. That person's going to get arrested for obstruction because basically obstruction is a charge you can give practically to anyone for doing for no reason. Obstruction is one of the easiest charges you can give someone. If you have no evidence on anything whatsoever, you could simply charge someone with the obstruction. They do that all the time. But folks, 2 minutes left. Get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can, but be sure to smash the like button. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just to build up a list of followers, Chuck E. Cheese, but it's not. It's dishonest. Truth. It doesn't matter if here's the thing there. Truth. Of course, the roommate didn't do absolutely nothing. That person's been so cooperative. But the thing about it is that they're trying to nail transgender people as violent criminals. So that's why they're going to make an example out of this person, even if he's not done anything, and they're going to charge him with obstruction. Because obstruction is a charge you can use practically for anything. Yeah, perfectly innocent, but they're going to still charge him with obstruction. And obstruction, I wish there wasn't a charge such as obstruction, because it's the biggest BS charge out there. But folks, that is the end of another great episode of Earl Grey Tuesday. I want to thank Mr. Krabs. I want to thank Matthew for donating. I want to thank everybody for joining me and hanging out tonight. Be sure to tune in Thursday for happy hour. And I'm out, folks. As always, peace and soul. What if you most recently measured my arms or soul pole? I've not measured anything lately. I mean, I just haven't. Okay, peace out. Bye-bye. And now a word from the cassowary. Come here, cassowary.